Surah Yunus, Jonah. Hadith 202. Narrated Ibn Abbas, when the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, arrived at Medina, the Jews were observing the fast on Ashura, 10th of Muharram, and they said, "This is the day when Moses became victorious over Pharaoh." On that, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said to his companions, "You, Muslims, have more right to celebrate Moses's victory than they have, so observe the fast on this day." Surah Hud, Hud. Hadith 203. Narrated Muhammad bin Abbas bin Ja'far, that he heard Ibn Abbas reciting, "No doubt they fold up their breasts," Surah 11, Ayah 5, and asked him about its explanation. He said, "Some people used to hide themselves while answering the call of nature in an open space lest they be exposed to the sky, and also when they had sexual relation with their wives in an open space lest they be exposed to the sky, so the above revelation was sent down regarding them." Hadith 204. Narrated Muhammad bin Abbas bin Ja'far, Ibn Abbas recited, "No doubt they fold up their breasts." I said, "O Abu Abbas, what is meant by, they fold up their breasts?" He said, "A man used to feel shy on having sexual relation with his wife or on answering the call of nature, in an open space, so this verse was revealed, no doubt they fold up their breasts." Surah 11, Ayah 5. Hadith 205. Narrated Amr, Ibn Abbas recited, "No doubt they fold up their breasts in order to hide from him. Surely, even when they cover themselves with their garments." Surah 11, Ayah 5. Hadith 206. Narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Allah said, 'Spend, O man, and I shall spend on you.' He also said, 'Allah's hand is full, and its fullness is not affected by the continuous spending night and day.' He also said, 'Do you see what he has spent since he created the heavens and the earth? Nevertheless, what is in his hand is not decreased, and his throne was over the water, and in his hand there is the balance of justice, whereby he raises and lowers people." Hadith 207. Narrated Safwan bin Muhriz, while Ibn Umar was performing the tawaf around the Kaaba, a man came up to him and said, "O Abu Abdur Rahman," or said, "O Ibn Umar, did you hear anything from the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, about An-Najwa?" Ibn Umar said, "I heard the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, saying, 'The believer will be brought near his Lord.'" Hisham, a sub-narrator said, reporting the Prophet's words, "The believer will come near his Lord, till his Lord covers him with his screen and makes him confess his sins. Allah will ask him, 'Do you know that you did such and such sin?' He will say twice, 'Yes, I do.' Then Allah will say, 'I concealed it in the world, and I forgive it for you today.' Then the record of his good deeds will be folded up. As for the others, or the disbelievers, it will be announced publicly before the witnesses, 'These are ones who lied against their Lord.'" Hadith 208. Narrated Abu Musa, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Allah gives respite to the oppressor, but when he takes him over, he never releases him." Then he recited, "Such is the seizure of your Lord when he seizes population of towns in the midst of their wrong, painful indeed, and severe is his seizure." Surah 11, Ayah 102. Hadith 209. Narrated Ibn Mas'ud, a man kissed a woman and then came to Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, and told him of that, so this divine inspiration was revealed to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and offer prayers perfectly at the two ends of the day, and in some hours of the night, that is, 5 compulsory prayers. Verily, the good deeds remove the evil deeds, small sins. That is a reminder for the mindful. Surah 11, Ayah 114. The man said, "Is this instruction for me only?" The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, it is for all those of my followers who encounter a similar situation. Surah Yusuf, Joseph. Hadith 210. Narrated Abdullah bin Umar, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, the Honorable, the Son of the Honorable, the Son of the Honorable, the Son of the Honorable, that is, Joseph, the son of Jacob, the son of Isaac, the son of Abraham. Hadith 211. Narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, was asked, who are the most honorable of the people? The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, the most honorable of them in Allah's sight are those who keep their duty to Allah and fear Him. They said, we do not ask you about that. He said, then the most honorable of the people is Joseph, Allah's Prophet, the son of Allah's Prophet, the son of Allah's Prophet, the son of Allah's Khalil, that is, Abraham. They said, we do not ask you about that. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, do you ask about the virtues of the ancestry of the Arabs? They said, yes. He said, those who were the best amongst you in the pre-Islamic period are the best amongst you in Islam, if they comprehend the Islamic religion. Hadith 212. Narrated Az-Zuhri, Urwah bin Az-Zubayr, Sa'id bin al-Musayyab, Alqamah bin Waqqas and Ubaydullah bin Abdullah related the narration of Aisha, the wife of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, when the slanderers had said about her what they had said, and Allah later declared her innocence. Each of them related a part of the narration, wherein, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, to Aisha, if you are innocent, then Allah will declare your innocence, but if you have committed a sin, then ask for Allah's forgiveness and repent to Him. Aisha said, by Allah, I find no example for my case except that of Joseph's father, when he said, so, for me, patience is most fitting. Then Allah revealed the 10 verses, verily those who spread the slander are a gang amongst you. Surah 24, Ayah 11. Hadith 213. Narrated Ruman, who was Aisha's mother, while I was with Aisha, Aisha got fever, whereupon the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, probably her fever is caused by the story related by the people, about her. I said, yes. Then Aisha sat up and said, my example and your example is similar to that of Jacob and his sons, nay, but your minds have made up a tale. So, for me, patience is most fitting. It is Allah, alone, whose help can be sought against that which you assert. Surah 12, Ayah 18. Hadith 214. Narrated Abu Wa'il, Abdullah bin Mas'ud recited, Hayta lak, come you, and added, we recited as we were taught it. Hadith 215. Narrated Abdullah bin Mas'ud, when the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, realized that the Quraysh had delayed in embracing Islam, he said, O Allah! Protect me against their evil by afflicting them with 7 years of famine, like the 7 years of Prophet Joseph. So they were struck with a year of famine that destroyed everything till they had to eat bones, until a man would look towards the sky and see something like smoke between him and it. Allah said, then watch you, O Muhammad, for the day when the sky will produce a kind of smoke plainly visible. Surah 44, Ayah 10. And Allah further said, verily, we shall withdraw the punishment a little, verily you will return to disbelief. Surah 44, Ayah 15. Will Allah relieve them from torture on the day of resurrection? The punishment of the smoke had passed and al-Batsha, the destruction of the pagans in the Badr battle, had passed too. Hadith 216. Narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, may Allah bestow His mercy on Prophet Lot. When his nation troubled him, he wished if he could betake himself to some powerful support, and if I were to remain in prison for the period Joseph had remained, I would surely respond to the call, and we shall have more right to be in doubt than Abraham, when Allah said to him, don't you believe? Abraham said, Yes, I do believe, but to be stronger in faith. Surah 2, Ayah 260. Hadith 217. Narrated Urwah bin Az-Zubayr, that when he asked Aisha about the statement of Allah, until when the apostles gave up hope, of their people, Surah 12, Ayah 110, she told him, its meaning. Urwah added, I said, did they, apostles, suspect that they were betrayed, by Allah, or that they were treated as liars by, their people? Aisha said, they suspected, that they were treated as liars by, their people. I said, but they were sure that their people treated them as liars and it was not a matter of suspicion. She said, yes, upon my life they were sure about it. I said to her, so they, apostles, suspected that they were betrayed, by Allah. She said, Allah forbid. The apostles never suspected their Lord of such a thing. I said, what about this verse then? She said, it is about the apostles' followers who believed in their Lord and trusted their apostles, but the period of trials was prolonged and victory was delayed till the apostles gave up all hope of converting those of the people who disbelieved them, and the apostles thought that their followers treated them as liars. Thereupon Allah's help came to them. Hadith 218. Narrated Urwah, I told her, Aisha, regarding the above narration, they, apostles, were betrayed, by Allah. She said, Allah forbid, or said similarly. Surah Ar-Ra'd, the Thunder. Hadith 219. Narrated Ibn Umar, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, the keys of unseen are 5 which none knows but Allah, none knows what will happen tomorrow but Allah, none knows what is in the wombs, a male child or a female, but Allah, none knows when it will rain but Allah, none knows at what place one will die, none knows when the hour will be established but Allah. Surah Ibrahim, Abraham. Hadith 220. Narrated Ibn Umar, while we were with Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, he said, tell me of a tree which resembles a Muslim man. Its leaves do not fall and it does not, and does not, and does not, and it gives its fruits every now and then. It came to my mind that such a tree must be the date palm, but seeing Abu Bakr and Umar saying nothing, I disliked to speak. So when they did not say anything, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, it is the date palm tree. When we got up, from that place, I said to Umar, O my father. By Allah, it came to my mind that it must be the date palm tree. Umar said, what prevented you from speaking? I replied, I did not see you speaking, so I disliked to speak or say anything. Umar then said, if you had said it, it would have been dearer to me than so and so. Hadith 221. Narrated Al-Bara bin Azib, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, when a Muslim is questioned in his grave, he will testify that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah and that Muhammad is Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, and that is what is meant by Allah's statement, Allah will keep firm those who believe with a word that stands firm in this world and in the hereafter. Surah 14, Ayah 27. Hadith 222. Narrated Atta, when Ibn Abbas heard, have you not seen those who have changed the favor of Allah into disbelief? Surah 14, Ayah 28, he said, those were the disbelieving pagans of Makkah. Surah Al-Hijr, the Stone Valley. Hadith 223. Narrated Abu Hurairah, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, when Allah has ordained some affair in the heaven, the angels beat with their wings in obedience to his statement, which sounds like a chain dragged over a rock. Ali and other sub-narrators said, the sound reaches them. Until when fear is banished from their angels' hearts, they, angels, say, what was it that your Lord said? They say, the truth, and he is the Most High, the Most Great. Surah 34, Ayah 23. Then those who gain a hearing by stealing, that is, devils, will hear Allah's statement, those who gain a hearing by stealing, stand one over the other like this. Sufyan, to illustrate this, spread the fingers of his right hand and placed them one over the other horizontally. A flame may overtake and burn the eavesdropper before conveying the news to the one below him, or it may not overtake him till he has conveyed it to the one below him, who in his turn, conveys it to the one below him, and so on till they convey the news to the earth. Or probably Sufyan said, till the news reaches the earth. Then the news is inspired to a sorcerer who would add 100 lies to it. His prophecy will prove true, as far as the heavenly news is concerned. The people will say, didn't he tell us that on such and such a day, such and such a thing will happen? We have found that is true because of the true news heard from heaven. The above hadith is also narrated by Abu Hurairah, starting, when Allah has ordained some affair. In this narration the word foreteller is added to the word wizard. Hadith 224. Narrated Abdullah bin Umar, while we were going for the battle of Tabuk and when we reached the places of the dwellers of Al-Hijr, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said about the dwellers of Al-Hijr, to us, do not enter the dwelling places of these people unless you enter weeping, but if you weep not, then do not enter upon them, lest you be afflicted with what they were afflicted with. Hadith 225. Narrated Abu Sa'id al-Mu'alla, while I was praying, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, passed by and called me, but I did not go to him till I had finished my prayer. When I went to him, he said, what prevented you from coming? I said, I was praying. He said, didn't Allah say, O you who believes? Give your response to Allah, by obeying him, and to his apostle. Surah 8, Ayah 24. Then he added, shall I tell you the most superior surah in the Qur'an before I go out of the mosque? When the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, intended to go out of the mosque, I reminded him and he said, that is, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, Surah Al-Fatiha, which is the 7 oft-repeated verses, Al-Mathãni, and the Grand Qur'an which has been given to me. Hadith 226. Narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, the substance, of the Qur'an is the 7 oft-repeated verses, Al-Mathãni, and is the Great Qur'an, that is, Surah Al-Fatiha. Hadith 227. Narrated Ibn Abbas, those who have made their scripture into parts are the people of the scripture, who divided it into portions and believed in a part of it and disbelieved the other. Hadith 228. Narrated Ibn Abbas concerning, as we have sent down, the scripture, on those who are divided, Jews and Christians, Surah 15, Ayah 90. They believed in part of it and disbelieved in the other, and they are the Jews and the Christians. Surah An-Nahl, the B. Hadith 229. Narrated Anas bin Malik, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, used to invoke thus, O Allah! I seek refuge with you from miserliness, laziness, from old geriatric age, the punishment in the grave, from the affliction of Ad-Dajjal, and from the afflictions of life and death. Surah Al-Isrā, the Night Journey. Hadith 230. Narrated Ibn Mas'ud, Surah Bani Israel, Al-Kahf and Maryam are among my first old property. Hadith 231. Narrated Abu Hurairah, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, was presented with 2 cups, one containing wine and the other milk, on the night of his night journey at Jerusalem. He looked at it and took the milk. Gabriel said, thanks to Allah who guided you to the fitrah, that is, Islam, if you had taken the wine, your followers would have gone astray. Hadith 232. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, when the Quraysh disbelieved me, concerning my night journey, I stood up in Al-Hijr, the unroofed portion of the Kaaba, and Allah displayed Bayt ul-Maqdis before me, and I started to inform them, Quraysh, about its signs while looking at it. Hadith 233. Narrated Abdullah, during the pre-Islamic period of ignorance, if any tribe became great in number, we used to say, Amirah, the children of so and so. Narrated Al-Humaydi, Sufyan narrated to us something and used the word Amirah. Hadith 234. Narrated Abu Hurairah, some, cooked, meat was brought to Allah's apostle and the meat of a forearm was presented to him as he used to like it. He ate a morsel of it and said, I will be the chief of all the people on the day of resurrection. Do you know the reason for it? Allah will gather all the human beings of early generations as well as late generations on one plane, so that the announcer will be able to make them all hear his voice, and the watcher will be able to see all of them. The sun will come so close to the people that they will suffer such distress and trouble as they will not be able to bear or stand. Then the people will say, Don't you see to what state you have reached? Won't you look for someone who can intercede for you with your Lord? Some people will say to some others, Go to Adam. So they will go to Adam and say to him, You are the father of mankind, Allah created you with his own hand, and breathed into you of his spirit, meaning the spirit which he created for you, and ordered the angels to prostrate before you, so, please, intercede for us with your Lord. Don't you see in what state we are? Don't you see what condition we have reached? Adam will say, Today my Lord has become angry as he has never become before, nor will ever become thereafter. He forbade me to eat of the fruit of the tree, but I disobeyed him. Myself. I am preoccupied with my own problems. Go to someone else, go to Noah. So they will go to Noah and say, to him, O Noah, you are the first of Allah's messengers to the people of the earth, and Allah has named you a thankful slave, please intercede for us with your Lord. Don't you see in what state we are? He will say, Today my Lord has become angry as he has never become nor will ever become thereafter. I had, in the world, the right to make one definitely accepted invocation, and I made it against my nation. Myself. Go to someone else, go to Abraham. They will go to Abraham and say, O Abraham, you are Allah's messenger and his Khalil from among the people of the earth, so please intercede for us with your Lord. Don't you see in what state we are? He will say to them, My Lord has today become angry as he has never become before, nor will ever become thereafter. I had told 3 lies, Abu Hayyan, the sub-narrator, mentioned them in the hadith. Myself. Go to someone else, go to Moses. The people will then go to Moses and say, O Moses, you are Allah's messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, and Allah gave you superiority above the others with his message and with his direct talk to you, please, intercede for us with your Lord. Don't you see in what state we are? Moses will say, My Lord has today become angry as he has never become before, nor will become thereafter. I killed a person whom I had not been ordered to kill. Myself. Go to someone else, go to Jesus. So they will go to Jesus and say, O Jesus, you are Allah's messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, and his word which he sent to Mary, and a superior soul created by him, and you talk to the people while still young in the cradle. Please intercede for us with your Lord. Don't you see in what state we are? Jesus will say, My Lord has today become angry as he has never become before, nor will ever become thereafter. Jesus will not mention any sin, but will say, Myself. Go to someone else, go to Muhammad. So they will come to me and say, O Muhammad, you are Allah's messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, and the last of the prophets, and Allah forgave your early and late sins. Please, intercede for us with your Lord. Don't you see in what state we are? The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, added, Then I will go beneath Allah's throne and fall in prostration before my Lord. And then Allah will guide me to such praises and glorification to Him as He has never guided anybody else before me. Then it will be said, O Muhammad, raise your head. Ask, and it will be granted. Intercede, and your intercession, will be accepted. So I will raise my head and say, My followers, O my Lord. My followers, O my Lord. It will be said, O Muhammad, let those of your followers who have no accounts enter through such a gate of the gates of paradise as lies on the right, and they will share the other gates with the people. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, further said, By him in whose hand my soul is, the distance between every two gateposts of paradise is like the distance between Makkah and Busra, in Sham. Hadith 235. Narrated Abu Hurairah, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, The recitation of Psalms, David's Qur'an, was made light and easy for David that he used to have his riding animal be saddled, while he would finish the recitation before the servant had saddled it. Hadith 236. Narrated Abdullah, regarding the explanation of the verse, Those whom they call upon, worship, like Jesus the Son of Mary, angels etc., desire, for themselves, means of access to their Lord, Allah, as to which of them should be the nearer, and they hope for His mercy and fear His torment. Surah 17, Ayah 57. They themselves, for example, angels, saints, apostles, Jesus, etc., worshipped Allah. Those jinns who were worshipped by some Arabs became Muslims, embraced Islam, but those human beings stuck to their old religion. Al-Amash said extra, Say, O Muhammad, call unto those besides him whom you assume to be gods. Surah 17, Ayah 56. Hadith 237. Narrated Abdullah, regarding the verse, Those whom they call upon, worship, like Jesus the Son of Mary or angels etc., desire, for themselves, means of access to their Lord. Surah 17, Ayah 57. It was revealed regarding some jinns who used to be worshipped by human beings. They later embraced Islam, while those people kept on worshipping them. Hadith 238. Narrated Ibn Abbas, regarding, and we granted the vision, ascension to the heaven, Miraj, which we showed you, O Muhammad, as an actual eyewitness, but as a trial for mankind. Surah 17, Ayah 60. It was an actual eyewitness which was shown to Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, during the night he was taken on a journey, through the heavens. And the cursed tree is the tree of Az-Zakkum, a bitter pungent tree which grows at the bottom of hell. Hadith 239. Narrated Ibn al-Musayyab, Abu Hurairah said, The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, A prayer performed in congregation is 25 times more superior in reward to a prayer performed by a single person. The angels of the night and the angels of the day are assembled at the time of the Fajr, morning, prayer. Abu Hurairah added, If you wish, you can recite, Verily. The recitation of the Qur'an in the early dawn, morning prayer, is ever witnessed, attended by the angels of the day and the night. Surah 17, Ayah 78. Hadith 240. Narrated Ibn Umar, On the day of resurrection, the people will fall on their knees and every nation will follow their prophet and they will say, O so and so. Intercede, for us with Allah, till, the right, intercession is given to the Prophet, Muhammad, and that will be the day when Allah will raise him into a station of praise and glory, that is, Maqām Mahmūd. Hadith 241. Narrated Jabir bin Abdullah, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, said, Whoever, after listening to the adhan, for the prayer, says, O Allah, the Lord of this complete call and of this prayer, which is going to be established. Give Muhammad al-Wasila and al-Fadila and raise him to al-Maqām Mahmūd which you have promised him, will be granted my intercession for him on the day of resurrection. Hadith 242. Narrated Abdullah bin Mas'ud, Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, entered Makkah, in the year of the conquest, and there were 360 idols around the Kaaba. He then started hitting them with a stick in his hand and say, "Truth, that is, Islam, has come and falsehood, disbelief, vanished. Truly falsehood, disbelief, is ever bound to vanish." Surah 17, Ayah 81. Truth has come and falsehood, Iblis, cannot create anything. Surah 34, Ayah 49. Hadith 243. Narrated Abdullah, while I was in the company of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, on a farm and he was reclining on a palm leaf stalk, some Jews passed by. Some of them said to the others, "Ask him, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, about the Spirit." Some of them said, "What urges you to ask him about it?" Others said, "Don't, lest he should give you a reply which you dislike." But they said, "Ask him." So they asked him about the Spirit. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, kept quiet and did not give them any answer. I knew that he was being divinely inspired, so I stayed at my place. When the divine inspiration had been revealed, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "They ask you, O Muhammad, concerning the Spirit, say, the Spirit, its knowledge is with my Lord, and of knowledge you, mankind, have been given only a little." Surah 17, Ayah 85. Hadith 244. Narrated Ibn Abbas, regarding, neither say your prayer aloud, nor say it in a low tone, Surah 17, Ayah 110, this verse was revealed while Allah's Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, was hiding himself in Makkah. When he prayed with his companions, he used to raise his voice with the recitation of Qur'an, and if the pagans happened to hear him, they would abuse the Qur'an, the one who revealed it and the one who brought it. Therefore Allah said to his Prophet, neither say your prayer aloud, Surah 17, Ayah 110, that is, do not recite aloud lest the pagans should hear you, but follow a way between. Hadith 245. Narrated Aisha, the above verse was revealed in connection with the invocations.